What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Burn Down. Today we have a guest, a first TikTok guest, over 280,000 followers, multiple millions of views, hilarious content. And Justin, what's his name?
So you know him. His name is Goksu. His name is Gerksy. His name is Goksu. Goksu. Fuck it. You know him as Gerk on TikTok. What's going on, Gerk?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing tonight?
Man, we living. Any day above 6 feet's a good day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're on this side of the grass, man. Good to go.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. This side of the grass?
Yeah, that's a first for me, actually.
I like it.
Some 90-year-old guy said that to me, so
Is that a Minnesota thing?
I don't know, man. This probably. I mean, this guy was. I think he was like a veteran, so who knows? He's from all over.
So, we got a bunch of questions. You're our first TikToker on the Burndown podcast.
Yeah.
Now, do you call yourself a TikToker? I mean, you have millions of views on TikTok, so.
So I guess it would be appropriate at this time to call myself a TikToker. My first video that went viral was on September 30th. Before that, I made some videos with my ex now, and those did pretty well. Those no longer exist, and
You made better ones.
What is it?
You made better ones.
Better ones, man. Yeah, better ones. The stuff that people like. You know, it's a lot easier to make content when there are no restrictions, you know?
Mm.
And when you're with a partner, whoever it may be, there's rules, you know? So right now I think I would consider myself a TikToker. We've been pretty consistent for the last 2.5 months. Yeah.
TikToker,
So
baby.
TikToker. So that is the first one on the podcast.
Gerk, the TikToker, baby. I love
So before we dive into the episode, we have a little ritual that we're going to perform. This is got to talk about what we're drinking, got to light one up. So what we're drinking today is we have a little Four Roses straight bourbon whiskey.
Yes, sir.
Gerk, what are you drinking on that end?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm doing some Cabernet. I only drink cabs, man. When I'm drinking wine, it's something called, it's a 2019 Reserve. I don't really pay too much attention to the brands. All I want is something that's under $30 Cabernet, baby. That's all I care about.
Love it.
Respectful.
Love
respectful.
it. That's pretty much all, majority of what we drink in our household is Cabernet. We throw some Barolos and Brunellos and all the other weird ones in there, but most of the time, Cabernet it is, man.
I'm a Chianti Malbec type of guy. Not too many Cabernets, but again, I don't really pay attention to the names. I know some names, but as long as it's good and it's not sour, fuck it, it's a good time.
As long as it gets me fucking tipsy.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
So why don't we light up these stogies, and we'll be right back.
So I got some matches right now, and I have a lighter as well. So what do you guys prefer? I don't know. I mean, this is just some basic fucking matches right here,
All right. So a little bit of background with Gerk here and cigars. So the reason how we came across Gerk, obviously, I see him on TikTok all the time, and you made it when my 22-year-old brother, who was all about TikTok in college, knows who you are. Because I was like, hey, I'm getting this guy on TikTok. He's like, oh, who's that? And I showed him. He goes, yo, I know this guy. He's hilarious. So kudos to you. You made it. But I noticed in your profile picture you were smoking a cigar. So I said, oh, shit, this guy's hilarious. And he smokes cigars, apparently. So I originally messaged you on TikTok, but you're so TikTok famous that it blocked me from DMing you. So I said, wow. So then I went in ultra creep mode and I found you on Instagram. And that's where we were able to talk. And as we were talking, you're like, you know what? I don't really smoke cigars that often, but I do like it occasionally. So I thought it'd be a cool idea to have someone who is big on TikTok who's kind of new into cigars, because we usually don't have people who are kind of fresh into cigars. So it's a different dynamic if you think about it.
No, absolutely. And so you had asked us for everybody that's listening and watching, during the lighting ceremony that we have here, you had asked about how to properly light a cigar because you want to make sure you do it correctly. Like Eric said, you're kind of new into cigars. And that's exactly what we're here for. So we're going to do that right now. So the first thing is you want to toast the foot of the cigar. So
Maybe, is it better to do it right now with some matches or with a lighter?
if you have, what kind of lighter do you have? You have a torch?
Just a regular fucking $1 gas station lighter.
That's a tough one.
I mean, Bic lighters have butane in them. So
They do.
So you can use a Bic lighter.
I don't really like using those little matches because they don't last long. Like usually you try to get the long wooden or cedar matches that are like this big, so it burns for a while. When you have those little ones, your fucking hands start burning and you can't get like the good draw from the cigar. So
Do the Bic. The Bic. So the first thing is you toast the foot of the cigar. So before you actually put the cigar in your mouth, you kind of toast the foot, which is like where you light it. You just want to toast it a little bit. So you light it up.
How long do we do that for usually?
You do it until the entire end of the cigar has turned black. You'll notice that it's kind of changing color. So you get all around the edges, like not the side of the cigar, but you get all around the bottom of the cigar.
You can rotate the cigar too, so you get like an even burn.
And you'll see where it's like the whole cigar kind of changes colors and it gets that charred look.
And then you're probably going to start trying to smoke it at this point, huh?
And then you put it in your mouth and you continue to light it while you're trying to smoke it. And then it'll be pretty good. Yep.
Hey, look, this guy's a natural.
Fucking pro.
Look at that. So you know your cigar is fully lit when the foot of the cigar is completely red, basically.
Woo! That's good fucking shit.
So the way you can tell is you can blow on the end of the cigar. You gently blow, it'll glow red, and you'll see what spots aren't red. That's where you need to like touch it up. So like for instance, I'm blowing right now. The bottom of my cigar is is not red yet. So I need to kind of touch that up.
Your cigar looks fully lit, so you're good to go, my friend.
Man, that shit is good, huh?
First time. Let's go.
I'm fucking meant for this shit, dude.
So how often do you smoke cigars? Like what's that like?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Probably after today, it's gonna be at least a weekly thing, man.
Woo! Let's go. Bam.
That's right.
Bam. He's gonna be smoking it once a week now.
Come on, man.
This is pretty fucking cool.
Hey, an influencer influencing another influencer. Put it that way.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Okay, it's a super chill vibe, man. I mean, I don't know, like, a lot of I shouldn't say a lot, but like one of the guys that influenced me to even be interested in cigars was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know you know what that video is, man. He was like talking shit with his fucking shades on.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
He goes, so the reason I smoke cigars is 1, because my wife's father introduced me, but 2, because I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from nobody. I smoke my cigars when I want, where I want. I don't have to find a hideout like you.
Damn, so you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Most definitely, bro. Most definitely.
And I mean, like, I kind of agree with that. I align with that type of mentality. So I just said, fuck yeah, this is beast mode right here.
Come on, son.
Love it.
Hey, man, all the professional athletes smoke cigars. When they win a championship, what do? They smoke cigars. I got into cigars because I like what it resembled. I like the look of it. I always thought people looked classy, successful, business-type oriented people. And I was like, man, I want to look like these people. I want to look sophisticated. I want to get into cigars. And shit, here we are.
Love it.
All right.
So let's
go.
Gerk, we're going to cheers to you. Thank you very much for being
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, thank you very much for being on the Burndown podcast. We're going to get into this interview because we got some questions.
Hell yeah.
To ask you, bro.
Hell yeah.
I got some answers for you.
Perfect. Salud.
All right. What made you, and we kind of touched on this earlier, what made you join TikTok and create the content that you make? Because if people that aren't, I'll preface this, because people that are listening and people that are watching, if you haven't seen Gerk's content, it's fucking hilarious. And 2, he's got a very unique style. You always see him on there flexing his titties back and forth, okay? And it's like no matter what the content is, he'll flip the trend and he'll be flexing his titties at the end. So how'd you get into TikTok first? And then what made you decide that you want to just start flexing your tits on camera?
Well, this may not apply to everyone, but I should say, like, probably most people, everyone wants to be successful these days. A lot of people want to be successful these days as an influencer, okay? So, truthfully, that was my number one motive, okay? And I actually was able to see, like, firsthand the benefits of being successful on TikTok. And after that, and I was just like, yo, fucking, all these people are just doing a bunch of dumbass, silly shit. Like, I can do that shit too. It's fucking fun. Why the fuck not? So I just said, you know what? Like, I'm not the most shy person in the world. So I said, fuck it. I'm just going to, like, do whatever I feel like is funny, do what is trending, put my own little spin on it maybe, and just let nature take its course. Hopefully people will like my shit, not get offended. I don't know.
Dude, I mean, the very first video that I remember seeing you in, and I think it might be one of your most it's got to be one of my most popular videos, but I remember being on TikTok, and it was when you said, your first sip of coffee, and then like you walk into the room, and then the next scene is like poop. And the next scene is more poop. And the next scene is more poop. But you're giving these crazy faces and you're flexing your chest. And I was like, yo, that's so true. And it's so fucking hilarious how he did that.
Yeah, man. So like that one was, the way it went was you're about to leave for work. And then as soon as you're about to walk out of the door, you have to take a shit.
I mean, it's true. I mean, dude, everyone goes through that. So
absolutely, 100%.
But what I liked was, like, and you have a lot of your videos like that. You have that scene where you walk in the room and you have a message, and then the next 3 clips are you like making these hilarious faces and just flexing your chest. And I'm like, dude, I mean, that's original, and that's what I think gets you the views, because it's relatable content, but it also has your little spin and it just makes it original. I think it's hilarious.
That's a key point too, and that you said you follow the trends, because if anybody, little tip of the trade here is, you're trying to be an influencer, got to follow the trends. What's trending? Do the trend, and because that's obviously what people are consuming. But I like how you take the trend and you flip and you put your own little spin on it, which makes you unique. You're not just doing the regular dance that everybody's doing. You have your own little spin on it, which makes it funny.
And where do you do it? Do you do it in your room, or where does that go down?
Right here, man. This is the whole fucking setup right here. This door right here.
That's the infamous door. I love it.
That's the fucking infamous door right here, man.
And it doesn't take a lot for you to like set up, right? Like you just gotta like hook up your phone or your camera or whatever, and just take it by.
Well, so I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so a fucking 7-second clip sometimes takes me like an hour to fucking get together.
Yeah, no doubt.
We know how that goes.
Yeah, man. And like, it's fucking hard when you try and do this shit every fucking day. So you just gotta, dude, you want to know something that's kind of interesting that I learned? Because fucking Google, bro. Apparently, smoking a stogie makes you more creative.
All right.
So
I mean,
I literally looked up random cigar facts, and I was just like, fucking, it makes you more creative. And I feel like that makes sense, because I remember the first time I smoked an e-cig, I was like, just like fucking Einstein mode, dude, like the nicotine or something. But I mean, so that's another reason for why I'm probably going to be doing this like weekly now, man.
Well, I hope to start seeing you with TikToks with cigars, and then we know we played a little part in that. We played a little part in that.
Well, actually, the fucked up part about TikTok is you can't even promote tobacco, bro.
You can't.
So you can't promote tobacco, but you can, like, obviously we're on TikTok, so we do put up like our cigar smoking videos, but and we've been like shadow banned, and we've had videos taken down because they thought we were promoting tobacco, and then we appealed it, and then it came right back. But as long as you're just like doing something funny with a cigar, or not like, hey, buy my cigars for $19.99, blah 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 blah, you should be good to go. Because in the beginning, when we first started, we got a lot of a lot of videos banned, but then we would submit them and they get reposted.
Yeah, man, I fucking get like my shit banned all the time, and then I constantly have to make appeals, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Isn't that like such nonsense? Like, how does that even, like, what do they even know about your video?
It's fucking stupid, bro. Like,
I hate it. I hate it. And we got banned the first time for nothing. I didn't even do anything. I just did like a one little video where smoking a cigar, and I didn't even say anything. I had the music, and instantly shadow banned just because you're smoking a cigar. I'm like, you got these friggin' teenagers shaking their ass and basically naked, and that's totally fine. But I smoke a cigar and I don't even say anything, and I'm in a suit. Like, I'm not. Fuck it.
Dude, you know what you have to do, man? You gotta shake your fucking hairy ass.
Now I know why you take your shirt off and shake your tits, because it does well.
Exactly. That's what the people want, man. You gotta give the people what they want. They want to see ass and tits.
Ass and titties, man.
Ass, tits, and now put a little cigar in there, baby.
Love
right between them both. Love it. That's hilarious.
Fuck yeah, man. Fucking cigars, dude. The stogie is a new fucking hobby of mine right now. Thank you.
I'm glad, bro. Now you must have a pretty cool landlord if you're allowed to like smoke in your apartment. Like, is that a thing in Minnesota, or you're kind of being a little rebellious right now?
Being a little rebellious right here, man.
Crack the window.
What I'm gonna have to do is invest in a couple cans of Febreze, and I think I'll be all right, man.
A secret. I don't know about a large room like you have, but when I used to a summer job I used to do construction with my cousin, and he used to smoke the little stogies and in his pickup truck, and then we would go out to lunch and he would ask for a cut apple, and I'm like, why do you want an apple cut open? And he goes, I'm gonna put it in my car when I leave, and when I'm done for the day, the smoke gets absorbed by the apple, and that apple at the end of the day is like black.
That's like vinegar. Vinegar does the same thing.
It absorbs all the shit.
Yeah, if you take they always talk about if you're like redoing a room, or if you have like a smoky room, like if you move into a house and then people smoke cigarettes or whatever, you could take a bowl of vinegar and you leave it like in here. Take a bowl of vinegar, put it in the middle of the room, and leave it for like 2 days. You'll come back, the vinegar will be like brown and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
What?
I don't know. I have no idea the chemistry behind it, how it works. My mother told me about it, and I thought it was like an old wives' tale, but it 100% fucking works.
Shit.
Holy fuck! I mean, I'll try it. Shit, why the fuck not?
It's not. Let's put it this way: like in here, we smoke. We're gonna smoke 3 cigars during this session that we have for today that we've been filming. So you can put a bowl in here. Is it gonna take every single last scent out of the room? No, but is it gonna do a good job? Yeah, it'll probably help.
You know what? I mean, he's a pretty cool guy. He's a pretty laid back guy. He's, obviously like, I asked him like, yo, can I leave here early if something comes up? And he said, yeah. So, I mean, I'm willing to like work with him and help him out, whatever. I doubt that there's going to be a lingering smell out here in the room after this. But I mean, I'll fucking paint a room, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, what's it gonna cost? Paint a room, fucking can of paint.
I gotta tell you, Gerk, you look like you already smoke cigars. You look like a pro, dude. I'm not.
Shit, he looks like you know what he's doing.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, so I used to smoke a lot of weed. So I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, man.
I'm sure it does.
Like, I would hold it like this. I would hold it like this. I would hold it like this. Fucking pinky. So
let me ask you this. So since you were used to smoking weed, back in the day, I don't know if you probably still do, who knows, but do you find it difficult to not inhale on a cigar? Or do you just fucking inhale and say fuck it?
No, I'm not inhaling. I mean, I'm probably inhaling like maybe 20% of it or something like that, But it's not difficult. No. Good. I mean, I was in Turkey last summer, and I probably in my in the 3 months that I stayed out there, I probably smoked like a good 2 packs of cigarettes the whole time I was out there. So I'm not like super fresh into, experience with tobacco.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's not like a big pain in my fucking ass. And I don't even have a fucking ashtray, so I'm just using my candle fucking.
Fuck it.
We've
used red Solo cups. You just put a little splash of beer in there, bang, red Solo cup.
That's all you need. That's all. Sometimes the good thing about cigars is that you can almost use anything to ash your ash. You can find a little cup, find a little garbage, find a little bowl. You can always clean it out. It doesn't get stained forever.
Exactly.
So, what do you get? What else you got over there?
So I'm just looking at the thing. So, all right. So here's a question. So what made you get into cigars? Like, do you remember the first cigar that you ever smoked, and like, why did you pick it up? I mean, I know you're still like a beginner into cigars and you're going to be smoking more frequently now, but what was the first one you ever smoked and why did you pick it up?
Okay, so the first cigar I ever smoked, I can't remember. That cigar that you saw me smoking in my profile picture was at my friend's house. And it was probably 4 or 5 months ago, some shit like that. And I just returned from Turkey, and I was just basically trying to have a good time. I was just trying to fucking chill and have a good time. I don't think that, like everything in kind of moderation type of a situation. If you're out here like smoking like fucking 3 of these a day, then maybe that will be like a problem. I don't know. I ain't a fucking doctor. But since I'm like, kind of into fitness and I like sweat and shit and like watch my diet, whatever, I don't think that it's a huge problem if I do this shit once a week.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like people make a big fucking deal out about it sometimes, and I don't really give a fuck what you do, bro. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, most people who give you a hard time about cigars don't really know. Just like anything today, people know a little bit. They get a snippet of something and they think they know everything, and they can put their opinion on it. Because most people don't know. They're like, oh my god, isn't a cigar like a whole pack of cigarettes? Yeah, if you inhale it. Oh, you don't inhale cigars? No, you don't inhale cigars. Oh my god, there's so much in a cigar that's so bad for you. There's 2 ingredients in a cigar: tobacco and vegetable glue. What's in a cigarette? Thousands and millions of toxins and chemicals that kill you. There's an article that we frequently talk about from the FDA. So there's an article from the Federal Drug Administration, and they talk about how having 1 to 2 cigars a day is nil to your health. Nil, meaning zilch. So as long as you don't inhale a cigar, you're good to go. I don't know too many people that die from cigars or get cancer from cigars. I'm not saying you can't, but you don't really hear that too often.
And especially people that, like us, that we're working out almost every single day, at least 4 or 5 days a week. Watch your diet. We stay in good physical shape. So to have, and we smoke way more than the average person. Like the average smoker who considers themselves a cigar smoker might smoke once a week on the weekends, or they might smoke twice a week. Maybe they'll smoke like on a Friday afternoon after they come home from work, or they go to the lounge with a couple guys. They smoke on a weekend, like 1 or 2 a week. That's like your average smoker. We're above average. We're smoking, maybe 1 a day or once every other day. And we're totally fine. So when they say 1 a day is not going to do anything, for the people that are averagely smoking just once a week, you have nothing to worry about.
And I know you're looking to move out of Minnesota. You're trying to go down south or out west or whatever. But down south, and like I think you said Texas and maybe Nevada or something like that. Those 2 places are huge cigar communities.
Yes.
So like if you're seriously getting into more cigars, just go to a cigar lounge and just start bullshitting with people, because the people in the cigar lounge are usually the most friendly and accepting type of people. I mean, I couldn't tell me how many. Like, this is why we started the podcast, because we've met so many random people who have so many cool stories from so many different backgrounds, and we said, "Fuck it, dude. Let's make a podcast and have a cigar lounge experience and bring people on like Gerk and just have a conversation." And that's where we are today, dude.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude, I mean, it's kind of weird because as far as like health goes, right? So if you have people talking shit about cigars, but then these same people are out here eating like fucking McDonald's every fucking day and like a bag of fucking chips every fucking night, then like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You probably look like shit too.
Yes.
Like, yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm so happy you talked about that because that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is you hear about all these things saying like, oh, this is bad for you, that like the cigars are bad for you. And I go, what about like, why are you cracking down on this? Why don't you crack down on the number one killer in the world, which is heart disease? Why do you crack down on the freaking fast food and all the sugar intake? No, you just freaking blow it up and you promote it left and right. Get a Big Mac, supersize it, eat all this fucking candy, drink Coca-Cola. Like, you realize how bad that shit is for you?
Triggered.
I know, I got
Dude,
fucking
triggered, bro. It's just fucking trending, dude. It's like trending, and people want to kind of take the easy way out and be a part of like a fucking, I don't know, victim mentality community.
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
So you mentioned obviously you're into health. I mean, obviously you're in good shape. You're obviously on TikTok flexing the titties that look great.
The big dog, the
Flex
big dog's
the
eat.
man titties, baby.
Come on, man, flexing those
You
man
got
titties.
him, flex him, baby.
So how did you get into fitness? What's your regimen like? I see you do some arm wrestling. Like, tell us a little bit how that goes.
It all started on December 3rd, 1991 when I was dude, I mean, I was always like fucking into, Marvel, like fucking Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man type of shit. And it was just like another source that influenced me. And I started touching weights when I was, I think, 9 or 10 years old, something like that. And I got my first gym membership when I was 14 years old. So you just kind of, I don't know, make a fucking like decision. I don't know, just like aligned me. I thought like being strong and muscular was a cool fucking thing. We talked about Arnold already. He was like a big influence. Arnold, if you're watching this, man, shout out to fucking Arnold.
Get through the chopper now.
Get to the chopper now.
I'm gonna visit you in Sacramento one day, buddy. Don't worry. You know what? I might fucking run for governor there too, man.
You guys be best friends.
Chimey.
So what about
smoke a stogie together?
That's another good point though too. Is Arnold arguably the best physique of all time?
Yeah,
the best shape you could be in ever. Smoked cigars like daily. So how are you going to tell me that they're bad for you?
Please tell me.
I'll wait.
Solid argument. I mean, you're gonna. Okay, so look, he did take some shit, right?
Okay, yes, he did. Yes.
Yeah. So that has nothing to do with cigars. So people are going to like try and say some shit about that. They're going to use that as an argument.
Yeah, but even if he didn't take it, he would still be in.
Regardless of taking steroids or not, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, like all these professionals, they smoke cigars.
Not just professionals, like all-time greats.
All-time greats. We've had on the podcast Ed Reed, NFL Hall of Famer.
Arguably the best safety to ever play the game.
No question. Smokes a cigar every day. Has his own cigar coming out.
Had a cigar during his Hall of Fame speech.
So, like, it's the same thing. And, all this craziness that goes on, you just show people the facts. Like, okay, why does this guy like cigars? And he's in phenomenal shape. Cam Newton likes wine and cigars.
LeBron's a big wine guy. Big wine guy.
Come on. We're waiting.
Shit.
We're waiting. No, and it just, that's all it is. It's just look at the facts, my friend. Look at the facts. That's all it is. That's all it is.
It's easy. It's easy to talk shit, man. It's always easy to be a hater. So that's just the world that we live in, man. I mean, if you're bothered by this and then use it as an excuse for bad health, then you are simply undereducated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. Like, you can't like make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy. So it may just not be for everyone. But a lot of people, I feel like, can have a good time and be healthy while smoking a stogie.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Listen, bro, you get into a car every single day. That's a death trap in itself. I mean, everything's a health risk.
Yeah.
Everything is a risk. Everything is a risk, man. What are you going to do? Live your life in fear? Like,
Yeah, you're going to be Bubble Boy walking around.
yeah, exactly. Bubble Boy.
So I'm interested.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, let's drink to Bubble Boy.
Right.
Cheers to Bubble Boy.
Cheers to Bubble Boy.
Cheers.
Cheers to not being Bubble Boy.
So I'm interested to hear about, your experience with arm wrestling, because I don't know if it was on your Instagram or TikTok, but I have seen you. I don't know if it's tournaments or just like some bullshitting with your friends, but now those arm wrestling tournaments or arm wrestling situations, those look freaking intense.
So I think I've been exposed to. I think the first time I got exposed to arm wrestling was probably 2016, something like that, when bigger influencers started to get into it. Before that, it wasn't as popular, but you got people like Larry Wheels.
I was just going to say that name. That was the one. First thing, as soon as you said influencers, that popped in my head, Larry Wheels.
Yeah, so you got Larry Wheels now. He's promoting the shit out of the sport. Shout out to Larry Wheels. And then you got Juji Mufu, and then Devin Lared. And then I actually got coached, and this is, Devin, again, I don't know if you know who this is. He's one of the, I guess, more popular guys in the arm wrestling world. He said that Engin Terzi was the number one arm wrestling coach in the world, who happened to be Turkish, who I got coached by last summer.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's the coach for the national team in Turkey. And he has the title of the number one arm wrestling coach in the world. So, shout out to Engin, coach. Thank you for all the value that you have given me in that sport.
So he coached you to be in tournaments. Like, what was that?
He coached me to be as good of an arm wrestler as I could be. He actually is the coach of he recently won the world championships for the 70 kg class.
Okay.
This was this month. It was in Rome. World arm wrestling. Basically, the arm wrestling was held in Romania, and the guy, actually, I was roommates with him for that 3 months. He was number one, and he was coached by Engin Terzi. So it's all thanks to him, He's been in the game for a long time. I think I don't really want to give a specific number, but a long time.
Have you ever experienced being at like an arm wrestling tournament and seeing someone's arm snap? You got any crazy stories like that?
Yeah. So when I was in Dallas, Texas, last summer, this was a tournament that was hosted by Travis Badgett and Paul Italia. I saw some guy. I'm pretty sure he snapped his arm. He broke his arm, and it was a very disturbing sound, man. Like when you hear an arm break, like everyone looked over and was like, yup, someone broke his arm.
It sounds like a whip crack, doesn't it?
Right at the elbow, man. Like, that's where he broke. You got like spiral fractures, like right here, like on this bone. I don't know which bone that is exactly, but it happens often. Injuries happen very often in arm wrestling because you are literally maxed out. Like, imagine like you are maxed out. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of weight on one muscle. So, or not one muscle, but just you have your chest involved. You have triceps, biceps, forearms. A lot of people get a ligament torn on their forearm or bicep or chest. Their pec freaking rips. It's freaking nuts. So it's not a sport for the faint of heart for sure.
I imagine it's like holding a 1 rep max. Like take a 1 rep max, like on bench press or whatever, and bring it down like halfway and just hold it there for a minute.
Yeah.
So it's not even like just coming down and you're pressing it all the way up and then you can rack it and it takes you 5 seconds for a 1 rep max. You got to press it. Now hold it for a minute straight. That's a lot of tension.
I feel like what you said you kind of using all your muscles, for one movement. You're kind of putting like all your eggs in one basket to kind of like hold everything together. So if one little fracture or one little move, it's like a building crumbling. I mean, I can't imagine how that feels. I'm thinking crazy scenarios in my head right now. How gruesome that probably looks.
Yeah, I mean, it just you kind of have to think of it as like you go to war. These world champions are very obsessed. They have a very obsessive mentality, and they're kind of willing to do like whatever it takes. They do not take failure lightly, and it kind of becomes like their number one priority in life. And when you get to that elite level, where it's like the limits of the human body limits almost, where you're almost not designed to be able to do some of this shit. Injuries happen all the time, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. It's your when you get to be a world champion and you don't take failure lightly. Look at anybody that has been that elite level, like the elites of the elites, the all-time greats in whatever sport it is. And they do not accept failure. They do not take failure lightly. I remember Kobe Bryant having, may he rest in peace, one of his interviews where he talks about his brain it just doesn't process failure. Like he cannot accept losing. He cannot accept failing. It just doesn't work in his brain. Like he doesn't have that connection to process failure, and that's exactly what it is. You get to that level, you just don't accept it. It's like, no, there's no such thing as failing. Like, I'm not going to fail. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and one of the really interesting things about Kobe. So I've watched some of his motivational videos. The dude is so interesting, man. Like that mentality. He talks about how he will literally not be outworked. Mm-hmm. And I forget who he was talking about. There was this one other NBA player, and Kobe saw him walking into the court to just train or whatever. And this guy asked Kobe later on, like, what made you go and train at that time? And he's like, because I saw you going to the court to train as well. So he doesn't give a fuck, dude. He's like, I do not give a fuck who you are. You will not outwork me, which is like, dude, that is like fucking awesome, dude. That is insane. And I wish there were more people like that, dude, actually.
I know exactly the interview you're talking about, and I forgot the guy's. I think the guy's name was it Devin Williams? I forgot the guy's name, but there was another interview where he talked about. I think it was on Team USA, maybe, where it was either Team USA or the All-Star team. I forgot what it was, but they had gotten to wherever they were going, and he had all the greats in the league at the time. They said, okay, we're all going to meet downstairs for breakfast the following morning. And they all come down, and it's like, whatever it is, 8 o'clock in the morning. They all come down for breakfast. And Kobe is already, like, iced up. Like, he's got ice packs on his knees and everything. He's already sweating. And they're like, what the fuck? And he had already done a workout at, like, 5 a.m., worked out for 2 hours. They had just gotten there at, like, midnight. And he's like, all right, I'll see you guys in the morning for breakfast. And he had already gotten up and outworked everybody.
That's sick.
And they're like all out drinking whatever and he's already working out. I'm like, guys, just that level of that
Mamba mentality.
It's just a different, just they think a different way.
It's a different breed, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it just really boils down to, like, you just can't fucking accept failure, and you can't, maybe you don't even have to be number one, but you have to be at the level. There's some people where they just cannot accept being at another level outside of the level that they want to be at.
Right.
You know? And when you're that, you have to be a little OCD in order to reach a certain level. I mean, I personally believe that you can do whatever the fuck you want in this life. If fucking people like Elon Musk can do whatever the fuck he's doing right now in his lifetime, then how the fuck isn't, anything possible, dude? We're about to, like, go to the fucking moon on vacation.
Dude, I 100% agree. I mean, look at the story of Pursuit of Happiness, the movie with Will Smith, the guy Chris Gardner. The guy was literally sleeping in a subway bathroom on paper towels with his son, dead broke, poor as you could be, and comes out to be a multimillionaire. If he can do it, how come everybody else can't? Like, what does he have that everybody else doesn't? Like, you all get the same 24 hours in a day. Mm-hmm. How come he can do it and somebody else can't? It's because they make excuses and they're fucking lazy.
Drive and faith, man, and relentlessness.
Do you read books, Gerk?
I read books that I feel like matter. One of the main books with this subject that made a big difference in my life was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay, that's a great book.
Robert Kiyosaki.
So a great book. So I'm gonna give you another book if you haven't read it yet that kind of relates to this, and it's called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. So it dives deep to exactly what we're talking about. Basically, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not, if you believe in God or the devil. It's just about, he sits down and has an interview with the devil, and he basically asks him, what do you do in this life? And he says, I control about 98% of the people. What about the 2%? Those are the people that don't really give in to the things that I throw at them. Any obstacle, any roadblock, they have the mentality, they have the thought process to get over it. And I can't control those people because there's two atoms, a positive atom and a negative atom. 98% of the people that I control use that negative atom. If you're poor, I throw you being poor. You're just going to be stuck being poor. And your mentality is, I'm going to be poor my whole life. I can't do it. I can't do this. And then someone like Chris Gardner is on that opposite side, and he has that positive atom. He goes, fuck it. I'm being poor right now, but I'm going to make my way out of it, and I'm going to figure it out. And it's a very interesting book, and it relates. And it was written like in the 1940s, which was very, very, what do you call it?
It was a controversy. He had written it prior to publishing it, and he didn't publish it for like 20 years because it was very controversial of what he was talking about. Mm-hmm. Because he writes it as if he had an interview with the devil, and people were saying, don't publish it because people are going to think you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. So he waited like 20 years. He finally published it. But it's perfect because, to like what Eric was saying, is he controls people through fear, whether it's fear of poverty, fear of failure, fear of rejection, and he makes people become what he calls drifters, where they just drift through life, never amounting to anything, never going after their goals, never trying. He goes, but there's the 2% of people that aren't drifters, that think for themselves, they think critically, they go after their goals, they overcome their challenges, and those are the people that are the Elon Musks of the world, are the Michael Jordans, are the LeBron James.
And you don't even have to be necessarily, rich and successful.
Right.
It's just about thinking for yourself and doing what's best for you, and not getting caught in the trap of, this is my life and this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life. Getting out of that drifter negative mentality,
getting off the hamster wheel.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of stuff we deal with today.
I mean, there's plenty of people out there who are just simply content. They're okay, in which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, going to your job, and then coming home and take care of your kids and then doing the same shit all over again, you know, like every day. But there are some people, and I mean, I don't really want to like say I'm the shit or anything like that, but there are some people that I just fucking can't do that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work out for them, dude. It just like doesn't make sense. Like, why the fuck, when you have option A, you take option B? You know? I think this dude, I swear, this is like a fucking Arnold, bro. That dude is like fucking the shit. He talks about how he hates plan B, right? He's like, dude, if you start thinking about plan B, it takes away that energy from plan A.
Mm-hmm.
And you just need to be you just need to have some fucking faith and not give up right away. Steve Harvey is another good example. There's another fucking guy I follow, dude.
A huge cigar smoker.
Yes, huge cigar smoker.
Yeah, I mean, he was like homeless for 3 fucking years before he made it. You know, living in his fucking car. And it's just like amazing, bro. And you know what? These things these days are very important to listen to, man. Because a lot of people are just like feeling hopeless and shit. And a lot of people are just angry, victim mentality. And you just have to like just fucking snap yourself out of that shit and just be like, dude, okay, you know what? I need to fucking focus a little bit, and then I can maybe get my shit together, you know? No matter what, whatever it fucking takes. That's just literally that's it.
I'll tell you another guy. I'll tell you another guy to get pumped up to. And you know his name. I can't think of his name right now, but he's the hip hop.
Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas. So when we get off, you heard this guy?
Yeah,
bro. My first job out of college, I used to do door knocking, and every day when I got out of my car, not wanting to door knock all day in the rain, sleet, hail, or snow, I would throw that guy on. And he would go off and talk about how he was homeless and eating out of garbage cans and doing this and that. And his voice and the way he spoke and his intensity would just fucking drive me. So I was like, you know what? I'm supposed to knock on 60 doors. I'm knocking on 80 doors today. I don't give a fuck what's gonna stop me.
Gets you fucking hyped.
And some people, it's just the reality. Some people get turned on by that and get motivated by it, and some people say, I'm not listening to that. I don't want to do it.
And like you said, where some people are content with, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what makes you happy, just go to your 9 to 5, come home, hang out with your kids, or hang out, watch Netflix, whatever it is. If that makes you happy, by all means. We're not bashing that. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you do. But for guys like us, that's not what we want to do. We believe that we are not born to just pay bills and die. Okay? We want to do something more with the 24 hours that we have every single day. We want to do something more with our lives. And we can't process that, oh, I can just do the same thing. Like I want to be great. Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to be great. And if you want to be great at anything, you have to be obsessed with it. You have to be obsessed.
You have to be fucking obsessed, dude. Another quote from the same fucking guy, dude. The difference between winners and losers is the winners always get up when they get fucking knocked down, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Bottom line, man. You just don't fucking give up.
Just get up. Just get up.
There's something I write. There's something I write down every single day. I try to write down affirmations and shit. A few times.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, I fucking did the same shit.
Yeah, let's go.
We all do it. Yeah.
And one of the things I write this thing called 6 factors to life, and one of them is never negotiate with your inner bitch.
Yes.
So when you you have those days when you don't want to get up or you don't want to do this, and it's just like, fuck, I don't want to do it. But you do it anyway, and then it ends up being a better result from getting yourself up and doing it. And that shit is real. Like, that shit is real. That has a real effect on the way you live life and how you do things in life. And I keep saying it. Just some people don't get it. Some people just don't do it.
It's not for everyone, man. I mean, being able to, for some people, waking up at like 3, 4 in the fucking morning when it's hard and you just like turn off that alarm and then you actually get up and you get shit done. and then at the like end of the day when you actually have completed all this shit that you had to do, it is the most satisfying fucking thing ever, dude.
Most definitely.
Like it's a fucking, you have like a 20-hour fucking day. You're up for like 20 hours, sometimes 24 fucking hours. It is the most satisfying fucking shit when you actually are able to break through that bitch barrier and do it. And fucking do it.
100%.
Like every day, like on top of the I have two things to add to that. So every day, like Eric said, write down, and some days, like some weeks, you get on and you don't write it down, but try to write it down at least like once a week, beginning of the week, what your goals are for the week, what you have to accomplish. But every single day I write down a to-do list. And there's no better feeling when you have like 10 items. And it can be like the easiest items, okay?
Make your bed.
Right? Make your bed. Like some of the items I have, make my bed, work out, eat healthy, take out the garbage. Right now we have the Christmas trees, water the Christmas trees, like the littlest things. But when you check off everything, and at the end of the day, you check off that last box, the feeling of accomplishment that you get from seeing all those checks is incredible.
Yeah. And
it's incredible.
And going back to working out, there was a certain like portion before COVID. I watched this video by Jocko, and he talked about
Jocko.
He's the man. So he talked about why he wakes up at 4:30 in the morning to work out, because he's like, that's the time I get to myself, because I have family, I got kids, I got my wife, I have other responsibilities that people need me for. And between 4 and 5:30, that's the time I have for myself. So that's when I work out. So I watched it one day and I was like, fuck, man, that's amazing. Like, and I used to get up at 4:30 and go to the gym by 5 o'clock. And the feeling, knowing that not 99% of the people are not up right now, and I'm working out, and I finish at 6 o'clock to start my day. You feel like you're a fucking Hulk. You're like,
yeah,
I just worked out. It's 6 o'clock. People are still sleeping. I'm ready to fucking
yeah.
go. I love working out in the morning. I think it's the only way to work out. I hate working out at the end of the day. You have to work out in the morning. That's my shit.
Well, there's another, like we were talking about the bitch voice. I first heard that from Andy Frisella. And I was out during COVID. I became like a runner. I was just running, not a whole lot, but I would run a couple of miles. I was trying to do like 100 miles by the end of the year. So it's 2 miles a week, basically. So I was running, and I was listening to his podcast, and it came on, and he said, everybody has two voices in your head. He goes, you have the bitch voice, right? And you have a boss voice. He goes, which one's going to control you? He says, the bitch voice is going to tell you while you're running, oh, you're tired. You've run enough. You can stop. Or you're working out. You've done enough today. You can stop. He goes, the bitch voice is going to tell you to quit. And then the boss voice is on the other side telling the bitch voice to shut the fuck up. He's like, and which one is going to control you? So I'm running, and I'm on like mile 2, and I was going to just run 2 miles for the day and go work out. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. And just bang, just hit another mile. Like, it just gives you, because then I'm sitting there, and I'm like, now every time I'm working out or I'm running, I'm doing something, I go, what are you, a fucking bitch?
Yeah.
Like, what are you not gonna go hard? Put fucking another 20 pounds on a bar. What are you fucking doing?
What do you listen to when you work out? Do you listen to music? Do you listen to podcasts? Like, how do you get fired up?
I listen to, so there's a couple people that I follow as far as like working out or fitness influencers go. So one is Bradley Martin.
Yes. That guy is strong as shit.
He's strong as shit. I listen to Bradley. I listen to Larry Wheels. And usually the videos that they make, they have good music playing. So I listen to that type of shit because it kind of reminds me of like them and like what they're about and stuff like that. And I usually try and just affiliate or just fucking remind myself of the people that I aspire to be like, whatever the music is. So I usually listen to just like that type of shit. If I were to listen to just pure music, like on Pandora or some shit, Five Finger Death Punch is the fucking shit. Listen to Five Finger, dude. Things of that nature, man. Just a lot of yelling and shit. A lot of hardcore shit That's what usually makes me have fucking energy, dude. That and then coffee.
So what?
Fuck ton of coffee.
Well, if you like coffee, I highly recommend having a cigar with coffee.
Yes.
It's our favorite pairing. And
After coffee?
With coffee.
With coffee. Cigar with coffee.
With,
It's our favorite pairing. It's the best pairing, I believe, with a cigar, because tobacco and coffee beans are grown in the same portion of the world near the equator. So they say what goes together grows together. So beans and tobacco plants are very similar with temperature, soil. So when you pair those two together, it's phenomenal.
So
oh shit.
yeah.
Yep.
So I gotta ask. So because I love listening to heavy stuff too. Like I was a power lifter. Like probably 5-6 years. I was really more into powerlifting, but there was just something about like just putting a lot of weight on the bar and just pressing it up, whether it's a squat or pulling it up from a deadlift. Like there's just something about that. Okay. And I listen to a lot of like heavy metal shit. I'm like you. I need something that's screaming, just hard shit, because it gets me amped. Like if you're about to do a 1-rep deadlift, I'm not gonna be listening to some like classical shit. I'm listening.
You're not gonna listen to fucking Adele.
No, I'm listening. I'm gonna listen to like fucking like August Burns Red or something like that's just gonna just light a fire and you literally just want to run through a fucking wall.
See, I'm the guy that listens to like 50 Cent and they'd be like talking about shooting people and killing people. That's what gets me fired.
Whatever gets you fired up though. Whatever gets you fired up though.
Drug dealing in the corner and shooting people.
But like the best is when like let's say you're in the squat rack, right? And you're doing your set. Let's say you're doing a couple of reps, right? And then all of a sudden the perfect portion of the song comes on where it's like it's the breakdown or it's like the best part of the song and you don't think you can do another rep, but the song comes on, you're like, you just go down for another rep and love it. Just love it. The adrenaline that shit releases is the testosterone it releases. You feel like barbaric.
Oh, no, it's definitely.
It's great. So I want to ask you this. So what made you, because you were mentioning that you were kind of like a power lifter, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like the first thing you got into? What made you get into powerlifting?
I mean, why the fuck not, dude? Who the fuck doesn't want to be strong, bro? Like,
amen to that.
Like, I mean, like I said, man, initially, it's just sci-fi characters, man. You know, like growing up watching shit like fucking The Thing of Fantastic Four, He-Man, you know, shit like that. You just say like, fuck, bro, this is way cooler than not being, than being like a fucking, I don't know, just being fucking weak, bro. Like,
you want to be strong as shit.
I mean, it's so I feel like there's two things that you can do in this life that will get you close to being superhuman. Okay, so you can either be like super smart, some Stephen Hawking looking motherfucker, Elon Musk looking motherfucker, or you can be like a Larry Wheels looking motherfucker, and you can just have super strength. And I'm just like, shit, what the fuck do I do? I don't know shit about fuck, so I might as well. I might as well just try and be fucking strong, you know?
That's a good point, and that's probably the quote of the day. I don't know shit about fuck.
I love it.
That's hilarious.
You know where that's from? You know where I heard that from?
I've definitely heard this.
That's from Ozark.
Oh, that's what it's from.
That's the girl from Ozark. She's like, I don't know shit about fuck.
Yes, that is so right. You are so right. Damn.
But I agree with you, right? Because that's how, like, when I got into powerlifting too, it's just, I'm a numbers guy. Like, I had, like, the numbers brain. So, being in powerlifting, you have your numbers. You have your squat, bench, and deadlift. And it's all about getting those numbers higher than they were last month. So, it's like, this month, this was my max. Do your regimen, and then you test it again. Did I go up? Yeah. If I went up, bang. Now the next goal is to beat those numbers. And then you beat those. And you always have, like, a bar to keep going up.
I'm fired up.
Exactly. I mean, you have these genetically gifted fuckers that can just like lift some weight and just look like a fucking Greek god, but I don't have the tiniest waist or the widest shoulders or the biggest arms, so it's like, you know, it makes a little bit more sense for me to just get into like a strength sport, which is why I like arm wrestling as well.
Yep.
People who are in the bodybuilding aesthetics community usually like to do fucking arm wrestling and shit like that too, like Larry Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, he's like an exception because he's got a Greek god build, but he's also strong as shit. Okay, and like we had mentioned with Arnold, there is some drugs that some juice that helps with that. But like I agree, there are some people that are just genetically. I know a kid in high school that was like that, was just genetically gifted to be fucking jacked. And he would be in the right. He would not, let's say he quit the gym for like a month, okay, or let's say he can quit for 6 months. Comes back within 2 weeks, he's back to where he was again. Just the genetics were unreal with this guy.
Just designed to fucking lift heavy weights and look good for no fucking reason.
Yeah, and we were so jealous of him too, because I'm like, you motherfucker, like I'm working my ass off to be where you are, and you come in for like 2 weeks and you're already beating me, like motherfucker.
So Gerk, we talked a lot of good shit today. We appreciate your time. This is towards the end of the episode. Yeah. We kind of give you the red carpet to kind of put all your social media stuff out there so people can check you out, whatever you got going on. So without further ado, my friend, let the people know the red carpet is yours.
Fucking Berserk Gerk, man. BERSERKGERK, man. Hit me up. What's up?
That's it. Berserk Gerk, baby.
Berserk Gerk.
Berserk Gerk, man. I can't even say my real name, Goksu. Feels like I'm about to fucking throw up trying to say that shit.
I like Berserk Gerk better.
Berserk Gerk.
But man, it was a really good time getting to know you, smoking a cigar, hopefully influencing you now to smoke more cigars. So we'll look forward to you on the gram.
Most definitely, sir. Thank you guys so much for having me on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
It's been our pleasure, man. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. I know you're very busy with your TikToks, creating them every single day, like you said. So I appreciate you taking the time to join us on the Burndown.
It's not a problem, man. Thank you so much.
And let's stay, anytime you got questions, you want to know more about cigars, just reach out to us, bro, and we'll be happy to help. And then hopefully one day, whether you're in Minnesota, Nevada, Texas, wherever, we'll get together and have a cigar together.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, I mean, like, I definitely plan on going out to New York, okay? So I aspire to meet up with you guys, and we're going to fucking definitely smoke a stogie together. It's going to be on fucking me, man. Whatever you guys want, okay?
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Say less, baby. Say less. So, my man Gerk, we appreciate you, brother. God bless with everything going on. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, everything that goes on. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on
the Burndown, bro. Cheers.
Till next time.